That's awesome.
Yeah.
Still haven't been yet, but it's on the list to go because it's but we drove past. It was one of those. Did that sign just say what I think it said? Can we go back on that one? It was like, what?
But hangi is usually cooked over a couple of days, isn't it? It's not usually just one day of cooking.
No, usually they light the fire in the morning. The fire burns for a couple of hours, and then you put it on, and it takes about 5-ish hours. Depends how much food you've put in and how hot you got the fire. But I have had a hangi fail before. We've pulled it out too early and it hasn't been cooked, so then we had to use everybody's ovens to try and finish cooking it off to feed everybody.
Oh no!
But yeah, the ones that we've done are usually just over a day. You might spend the day before collecting all the firewood and building what will be the fire, and then you light it and let it burn, get really hot. And we've got some volcanic rocks, which are the ones that we use anyway, on top of the fire because they get quite hot and hold the heat. And yeah,
That's
and that
wonderful.
works really well as well with the fact that Heather likes, with Sunshine and Powercuts, talking about living off the grid and stuff.
Yeah,
you don't have to use much power. It's just basically just light fire and go.
I have a
I
hangi
love
pit at my
great.
house. In my paddock, I have a hangi pit.
I love it.
We'll be there around about December 20th if you want. Just set it up. We'll be fine.
See you
We'll
then.
be there. Yeah. Wanted or not, would be just sitting there going, hey. First of all, how did you know our address? And second of all, what are you doing here? just hangi, that's all.
Oh my gosh, no. See, I think our land would be pretty miffed if we
dug a hole.
Yeah.
Dig a hole.
Yeah.
The dog did it. How is it 6 feet long and 3 feet deep? Very big dog.
and then they look at Izzy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Did you guys do
Izzy's our fox terrier poodle cross, so she's about the size of
the cat is bigger than her.
Yeah, the cat's bigger.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you guys do a barbecue, like typical barbecue?
For dinner, yes. Often it's for us. It's often leftovers and barbecue for tea.
Mm-hmm.
My family used to have the traditional ham lunch.
Okay.
So Mum would start glazing the ham in the morning, and then we'd have like veggies and salads and all sorts of things, and then we'd have lunch about 2:00. The grown-ups usually drink way too much, and then we'd all end up sort of waking up around about 5 or 6 o'clock, and then Dad would put the barbie on.
Yep.
But we also have a traditional breakfast that we have on Christmas Day, which is chocolate chip waffles.
Oh wow!
With fresh berries and stuff, and bacon and banana, and that's pretty much our.
Christmas is the day that all diets are out the window and you are going to gain weight. It's
Yeah.
pretty much what it boils down to. It's
basically, especially in our family. Gareth's like, oh my gosh, what are we doing today? I pull out the big, because over here they have big tins of Rose's chocolates as well. I don't know if they have them in New Zealand, but the big round tins. So we'd buy one of those to snack on during the day as well.
Yeah. My heart and my blood sugar levels right now are already going, no, please stop. We're just talking about it. It's great, man.
So Christmas is 2 months away. We'll have lost another 10, 15 kilos by then, and we'll
What do
be
you
good.
mean? What do you mean it's 2 months away? It's only in like a handful of days.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, please cut that out.
Even Heather's going, what the hell's wrong with you, Mom? Come on.
See, we don't normally record this far in advance, so I apologize. So Gareth can edit that out.
Yep. Or I just leave it and be like, yeah, that sounded fair.
Oh my gosh. No.
Well, our normal days anyway would be that same kind of thing too, except Mum would, do like a little breakfast in the morning, because it was normally just like, hey, we've had our presents, let's eat something. And then it would tide us over for the big lunch, and dinner was, as you said, leftovers and maybe a barbecue kind of thing.
Yeah.
But Mum would always also do the self-sourcing chocolate pudding.
Oh, yum.
And they're yum. They're fantastic.
So I get that I'm expected to make that this year.
I'm dropping subtle hints here. like an anvil to a Wile E. Coyote's head.
Good at making self-sourcing chocolate pudding. I can make savoury foods like nobody's business.
You got a handful of days, so I don't mind practicing for eating if you want. It's fun.
My goodness!
Yeah.
Did anyone make the big standard Christmas cake like ages in advance?
Oh,
Yeah.
Nana used to.
Yeah.
Nana and Grandma, when we get there, it was the classic, was it like fruitcake kind of thing with that white icing over the
Yeah.
top.
It's not white icing. That's
Or fondant or something.
fondant.
Yeah, I hated the fondant. Eh?
Well,
Always,
then
I
why did we
not
have
like
it on our wedding cake?
Because it's tradition. But you would have also noticed that I ate around it. It was fine. Yeah. But yeah, as you said, did yours have that the white fondant as well?
Yeah,
Heather?
it did. And it used to be, depending on who made it, would be really thick or not.
Yes.
And so, yeah, scrape that off
Oh.
and just eat the cake.
Thanks very much, Nana. Just cut around. Yeah, I'll eat it later, and then just run away. Yeah.
Do you know, I'm not a big fan of dried fruit. I don't particularly like raisins and sultanas and peel and any of that sort of stuff. But my mum makes a pretty nice Christmas fruit cake.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And she soaks it in brandy. Like I think the fruit sort of sits in it for about a month before
Probably
she
drunk
makes
while you
the
ate it. Yeah.
cake.
I do remember one story about that though. It was at we're at Nana's house. We'd gone down for Christmas, and my sisters and I didn't want to eat the fondant, so we cut it around it. And then I think I felt bad, so I actually ate the fondant. And
sugar overload.
Oh hell yeah! I was buzzing, climbing off trees and everything else like that. And it was funny because my nana then kind of told my sister off for not eating the fondant. And we were so young, we were trying to figure out how she knew it was her. Like, we were like, she had a 50-50 guess. How did she know it was you? Forgetting the fact that I had a blue plate and she had a red plate. We didn't know. We were just like, oh, Nana's awesome. How did she know that? But yeah.
Oh, no.
That's crazy.
I know. My grandmother wasn't much of a cook. She still isn't much of a cook.
Mm. Oh, well.
I don't actually think she cooked on Christmas Day. Like my grandfather did. We would have, when we went to visit Ruthie and Poppy, we'd have oliebollen, which is fruit donuts.
Yeah.
They're Dutch fruit donuts, and Poppy would make those on Christmas morning, and
Nice.
which I think they're supposed to be for Easter, but we only ever visited at Christmas. So he'd make those for us, and fond memories of hot oliebollen rolled in cinnamon sugar. Oh my god, so good, so good.
Is anyone else's heart rate just gone through the roof? And is that just me?
Well, they're not very oliebollen. So if you go, there's a market in Christchurch that you go to down by Riccarton Racecourse, and they have a guy that makes it there. But the oliebollen he makes are about 4 times the size of what they should be. They're only supposed to be sort of like a jam drop into and then
yeah.
But no, these ones are like big softballs he makes.
So there you go, Heather. Why don't you leave your house in the Taranaki, I think it is, and go all the way down to Christchurch? You'll be fine. It's only a different island away. Yeah, it's fine.
He's lovely, isn't he?
I've got a friend down there. I need to visit her, so maybe I should do that.
All right then, Heather, take it properly then. Fine, whatever.
You asked me before about one of my worst Christmases, and I just remembered as I got a little bit
yes,
older, you know those little fruit mince tarts, speaking of like dried fruit and stuff, someone offered me a mince pie, and you know how mince pies here are like meat mince pies, and they gave me this little thing, and I thought, yay, a meat mince pie, and I bit into it, and it was the fruit, and I was like horrified that I'd had this little fruit thing, like pastry, but with fruit inside. It ruined that Christmas for me.
No.
They did the old pie switcheroo. No, I feel sorry.
They're awful. My mum loves them, and we buy them for her every year. But I won't touch them.
I'll eat one because it's Christmas and that's it. But the whole entire time, I'm probably pulling the same face that you did. It's the whole no. Oh, that sucks. That would be a Christmas ruiner.
Yeah.
Have a mince pie and you bite into one of them. No.
I'll go with that. Yuck. Do you have your best Christmas memory?
I've had frazzled ones where we've had to do sort of around the families, but it's traveling between places and just trying to fit everyone in a day, which makes it feel very long and tiring. And the best one would probably be one when I moved into this house here. So it would have been 8 years ago because it's my 8th anniversary this year of living here and being off grid. And my house was empty. It was a very simple one. Stuck the Christmas tree up in the corner. There was pretty much nothing else in the house, and it was just a nice, quiet day. That was my favorite.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, I love that. I dreamed of that when I was worked in radio. I was like the young guy with no family, so I'd have to do the Christmas shows and all that kind of stuff. And if I wasn't traveling back to see my parents, basically that's what I did. I would just go home and go, I'm good. This is cool. do the old Skype to the family, and that was it. Then at the end of that, I was like, right, am I working tomorrow? Probably. I'll go to bed. It was like 4 in the afternoon. I'm like, I have to go to bed now.
Oh,
Yay.
That's not fair.
No.
That's not fair. No wonder you're bar humbug these days.
Yeah.
Well,
I know the great ones, though. When you just by yourself, you're just like, cool, treat, done, lovely, sort of.
Oh, well, my favourite ones are usually surrounded by family.
Nice.
We went to Edinburgh one year. Mum and Dad picked me up from the UK, and we drove all the way up to, not Edinburgh, sorry, Scotland. We were in Scotland, so we were near Inverness, and my uncle's family was there, and it snowed the day before. The snow was gone on Christmas Day, and then it snowed the day after.
See, I was trying to remind you of home where there's no snow. That's what I was doing. Yeah.
But what I loved about that Christmas was we were driving to this place, and we watched that there were lots of snow on the ground, and we were in a big Volkswagen Passat, and I watched this very old Mini Cooper behind us trying to get up this really steep hill, and the car conked out about 2/3 of the way up, and it rolled backwards down the hill. Oh, I laughed so hard. My parents couldn't figure out what I was laughing at.
Is that sadistic or is that not sadistic here? I'm still trying to work that one out.
They didn't crash.
Okay,
they just rolled backwards down the hill. It was really funny.
Imagine Mr. Bean at the wheel just going, oh no.
Yeah, basically, except he was driving his 3-wheel car, and the car would have toppled over inside. Oh dear. So thanks heaps for joining us today, Heather. It's been a lot of fun.
Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed chatting with you guys.
Oh, thank you. So for those of our listeners who don't know who you are or where to find you, where can we find your podcast?
It's Sunshine and Powercuts at sunshineandpowercuts.com, and you can find me on social media at sunpowerpod.
Wonderful.
And for all of her listeners that are listening into our show for today, hey, what's up? How you doing? Thanks very much. Hang around. If we do get funnier, it's fine. But yeah, no, I just want to say thanks, Heather. Every time we chat to you, it always is. You always seem to be happy and smiley and having an awesome day. So it's really cool always chatting with you. You're very cool to have a chat with.
Thank you. I enjoyed catching up with you guys. It's been a long time, but yeah.
Oh, it has. It's been nearly 2 years.
Gee.
That would be why I've been so sad all this time. I haven't done it in ages. Although I think last time we did it, we were recording it for some, like we actually were on camera.
Yeah.
I had to get all dressed up because Heather was like, "Yeah, we do a video." Like, okay.
The Sunshine Summit. Yay.
That's
it was the Sunshine Summit. Yep, that's the one. Yeah.
I got dressed up and had a shirt on. I normally have a t-shirt, but I had a shirt on, like a proper shirt.
I wish you'd dress like that for me.
Thanks very much, Heather, for joining us. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.